Hi, this is Michael. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Foldda to encode and decode CSV files. So when you download Foldda and you unzip it, you'll see a folder content like this. So this is the runtime to run the solution, and this is as part of the download or the handlers that you can use for your solution. So today we are looking at the CSV solution handlers. So you're going to use the file in and file out. So file in is for the decoding files, CSV files. File out is for encoding files. So we just take these two modules, uh, copy. We're going to paste it here. Okay, and we also need another module called a timer because we're going to use the timer to drive our solution at a certain interval. So now the plan is that we're going to use the file in to read this file called test.csv, and we're going to use two file outs, one for encoding CSV in one format. We're going to encode another file out, so encoding CSV in another format. So we just duplicate the file out like this. So I'll give a different name. So you can say file out tab delimited. So I'm going to send out this one will be configured to encode CSV as tab delimited. This one you're going to fixed length. So we're going to encode CSV file as fixed length. So we put this two folder under the reader, and we put the reader under the timer. So we have a solution with timer, reader, and two output. Now let's run our solution like that. So we launch our solution manager and drag this across. So you can see the timer, the reading, and two output. We haven't configured the output. Before we do that, we check the input files. This is what the files look like. So we have column 1 to 5. Each of them has 5 columns. And on the third line of this data, I have a little bit challenging. Okay, this CSV file is using comma as the separator and use the double quote as the qualifier. So for this case, in this cell, it has a comma in the cell value, so I needed the qualifier to quote it. So that means this is the value. Don't interpret this as a separator. So basically, we're going to test the parsing module, how to parse this value using the file in module. And then once the data being parsed, we're going to output into two values. So this is the input files. We had a look, and let's check out our settings. So the timer module is set up to trigger every 5 seconds. So you keep triggering, say, commanding this module to read the directory. In this case, the input directory is called c.temp.test, which is here. At the moment, it's empty. And we have notice we have no other settings in this module, means it's using the default. So it uses the default value, which is the comma as a separator, double quote as the qualifier. And then for these two output, at the moment it also has it has the output directory to temp the output, which is not here. It's not gonna, so we're gonna change that. Also we have the other output also has the same because we just copied the file. We didn't do anything. So let's configure this. Double click. So there's quite a few configuration here. What you can see here was the temp to output, which was there. So I want to copy, I want to rename it to uh, tab delimited. So I'm going to output this. Oh, sorry, it's fixed length. So I'm going to change it to fixed length. Okay, so this will be output to fixed length, and uh, we have quite a few lines in this file, but they all commented out. So here it's commented out. Here it's commented out. As I said, it was using when you comment all everything out, it will use the default. But in this case, we're going to output to fixed length. So we just decomment this. We just take this out. Okay, so we have 5 columns. We're going to say the first column, we want to make it fixed length. So we just make it the fixed length like that. 3. Okay, so we're going to output this file with fixed length. The first column will be 7 characters. Second column will be 6, and so on. So that's basically it. We change the output directory, and we change this session to say I want you to output the file as these fixed length columns. So when we do that, it will do as we decided. So let's save that. So here, configure the second file. Again, we can change output to tab delimited, and we're going to uncomment this. And this is using the tab as delimiter, and the qualifier, if there's any, will be changed to hat. And we also say the first line is the header. Anyway, so that's the second module being configured. Now we're ready to run our solution. So we have the in, out, and we have the timer. Let's start. Punch. At the moment, there's no files in the temp test directory, even though we saw these 2 folders has been created for the by the output output module, but there's no files being created because no input. So let's copy our file to here. Paste. Now you can see there's something happening here. So this file has been created in here. So let's check what we got. So for the fixed length output, let's take a look. So you can see so this is first column, 7 characters. Second column, 6 characters. Third column, 5 characters. Fourth column, and fifth column. So like that. So it's encoded accordingly and correctly. And notice we don't need the quotation. We don't need the qualifier because it's fixed length. There's no delimiters in this case. Okay, now let's look at the tab delimited encoding. You can see they're separated by tabs now. And again, because tab is not a delimiter, no, the quote is not the semicolon, the comma is not a delimiter, so we don't need a quote around this cell. So it's tab delimited encoding. So that's the end of this demo. You can see the timer triggers the parsing, and then we encode it into 2 formats. One is the fixed length, one is the tab delimited. I hope you enjoy this video and find some use for this Foldda encoding, decoding and encoding modules. See you in the next video.